Welcome to Home Cooking with Holly. Cookies. Everyone has a favorite cookie, right? Let me know in the comments what your favorite cookie is. Today, I'm going to share with you two of our favorite cookies, chocolate chip and oatmeal raisin. To make our favorite chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to start with 3/4 cups of shortening. Now, I'm using the shortening sticks today, but you can also use the big tub of shortening. I have one of those as well. Sometimes I like to make it a little easier on myself. And then I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of light brown sugar. And I'm going to cream the shortening and the sugar together. So I'm going to lift up my mixer bowl here and turn it on to a medium. And just let that cream. And now I'm going to add 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of milk, and also I've added 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And now I'm going to mix this up. All right, now I'm going to add 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of salt. And the last thing is 2 cups of flour. Now this time when I start it, I'm going to pulse it on low, just so that flour doesn't fly everywhere. Okay, now it's safe to do. I'm going to keep it on low just until it mixes in better, and then I'll turn it back up. And that part is done. It doesn't take long at all. I'm going to lower my mixer back down, and I'm going to remove the paddle after I clean some of this lovely dough off of it. And then I will fold in some chocolate. My oven is preheating to 350 degrees. And I'm going to add in 1 cup of chocolate chunks. You can add chocolate chips if you like. You can also mix it up and use peanut butter or butterscotch or white chocolate chips, whatever you'd like. I like to use the chocolate chunks. And then I'm just going to fold those in. Right, I have 2 cookie sheets lined with parchment paper so that my cookies won't stick or burn. I've switched to a normal kitchen teaspoon. And I'm going to do about 3 across so that they have room to spread, because this dough will spread. And I'm going to continue to do that along both pans. And they are ready to go into the oven. I'm going to bake them for about 10 minutes. They may take up to 12, but I'm going to keep a close eye on them. We like our cookies to be pretty gooey, so I definitely don't want to overbake them. Out of the oven and done. Now these actually took about 13 minutes because I did make them a little larger than I usually do. You could go up to 15 or 16 minutes if you want them to brown more or you don't like them to be quite as gooey in the center. Okay, be careful when you take them out. They're very hot, but look at how gooey that is. Melted chocolate, brown sugar. It's delicious. Okay, oatmeal raisin. The first thing we're going to do is take 2 sticks of butter that have been softened. We're going to add in 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar. And the reason you firmly pack it is to ensure that density that you want, that quantity. And then we're going to add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Then we're going to just kind of cream that together. Okay, once that's been creamed together, I'm just going to scrape down the sides of my bowl. All right, next we're going to add 2 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now you want to use a stronger vanilla if you have it. I have Mayan Gold. Pick this up in Cozumel, it's excellent. If you can't find an extra strength vanilla, use what you have. It's totally fine. Might want to add a teeny bit more though, like an extra 1/4 teaspoon or so. And we're going to mix those together. Okay, the next thing we're going to add a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of salt. And I've got the salt and baking soda right in here. I'm just gonna add those in. And then I want 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now it's important when you add flour to a mixer that you pulse before you really turn it on, just because you don't want that flour to go flying. I'll let it go on low for a moment. All right, now it should be safe to turn it up higher. We're also going to add in our spices, and they smell divine. We have a heaping teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of allspice, and 1/4 heaping teaspoon of cloves. What do I mean by heaping teaspoon? I mean I don't smooth the top of it off. I let it keep that extra when you first do the scoop because I want to have more. Let me give you an example. This is the combination, but normally you would smooth it off like this. We don't want to do that. We want heaping, so I would do this, okay? Slight difference, but it makes a big difference. Next, we want to add 3 cups of quick oats. There's 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to pulse these as well. Again, it's a dry ingredient and we don't want it to fly across the room. All right, and the last thing, I'm going to add in 6 ounces of raisins. You can also use golden raisins and you can use dried cranberries. I'm going to put all of those in there. 1/2 cup of walnuts. You can also use pecans. And an entire bag, this is 12 ounces of butterscotch chips. And we're going to fold this in because we don't want to use the mixer with all this chunky stuff in here. So I'm going to get a spoon. Now you can use a large spoon, a cookie scoop, a smaller ice cream scoop. We're just going to scoop these up and put them onto a parchment-lined cookie tray. And then we're going to bake them at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. The first tray is ready. I'm going to pop it into the oven at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. And here is what they look like when they're done. Very hot. I hope you try both of these recipes. Let me know in the comments what you thought of them. And please like and subscribe to follow me for more recipes and cooking tips.